Cool. Hey, Gentry, welcome to the Manor and welcome to do this amazing podcast for Torus. Like, how has your perception changed from like maybe the first day of installation to onboarding, and then maybe like the first 10 days to like, I think you've had this a couple of months now.
Yeah. So had this thing turned on during the winter. So my expectations were low as far as like production goes. And we're in Suncrest. And so there's like, we get some clouds at times, but I think like day 5 or 6, we had our first like 100% coverage day, which was super cool.
So 100% offsets.
Yeah, 100% offset. Wow. So you could see like how much was being drawn from the like direct from solar being used by the home versus routing through the battery. And, to your point, like the system was sized really well. So we've got like a good 24 hours of usage from the battery. And then the production side is great. So even when it's like kind of a moderate day, we've got some clouds throughout, like we can fill the battery, we can still power the house, which is pretty awesome. So that was cool to kind of watch. And then as a nerd, like I'm in there far more than I need to be because it's fun to kind of watch things go. I had a Tesla system previously. The onboarding experience was similar to what you'd expect from a Tesla. I think what was like disappointing is that the integration between the two products, between the car and the solar, is like they were in the same app, but otherwise there was like no integration that I could see at all. The Torus experience has been really cool where my integration with Tesla is better than my Tesla integration was with Tesla. It's rare that I'm going to need to tinker with the system or like tell it to do something outside of what I've originally planned. One of the coolest things about the system that I always tell people about it is when you do connect your Tesla, you can say, all right, I want to get at least to 30% battery. I have a very short commute, but I'm okay going to as much as 90% battery. And you basically designate that 60% of the battery as an overflow battery for the system. So if during the day you're plugged in and you've got extra solar before it goes back to the grid, you can have it start charging the car until you get to that 90% threshold. And because cars guzzle so much electricity, that ends up being a really significant expansion of your energy storage. You might have 20 kilowatts or so, like I do, that can power the house for a day or so. But my 2 electric cars together have 175 kilowatts of battery. And so even if I designate half those batteries as extensions, it means that if I have a few sunny days, I can capture a lot more of that energy and not sell it to the utility for pennies on the dollar versus what I had before, which is pretty cool. The solar systems that I was looking at, there was no differentiation at all. It was just like, who can get the panels on the house for the cheapest? No one was making the case that, hey, we are better than these other people because we allow you to do X, Y, Z. Like there was essentially no innovation outside of the fact that it was solar panels. These are like commodities that all these different companies would spin up. And I think to differentiate your solar offering was not like a thing that anyone had done that I'd seen until Torus came along.